Good morning, Israel. I want to talk to you about some things today. About who we are as a people, who God says that we are a people, who we are. Oh, excuse me, that fell. Okay. You can find that, who we are, in Deuteronomy 28:68. This is one of the first verses that I found that let me know who God says that we are. It says, you will go into Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage. Okay? So if you take the word meaning and put it there, you'll see it becomes a little more clearer and the understanding is better. Okay, it says, it's a Greek word that means bondage. Okay, so you will go into bondage again on a ship. How did our ancestors get here? They got here on a ship. Nobody fits that description but us. And other people have been into slavery, on little rowboats and everything, but trust me, we're the only ones that people in the world knows that we came on ships into slavery. And it says, after that, by the way, I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. That means what he's talking about is never going to happen again in history this way. He wants you to know that he's talking about you. He's hitting the bullseye. This is how God does his things. He tells you things that have happened to you, and then you should use your senses and say, oh, that's those people. That happened to those people. That's these people. Okay, let's go on. And then he says, let me see, by the way, I expect you to see it no more again. And there you will sell yourself to your enemies. Black people, let me tell you something. You didn't come here to have a good time. You didn't come to America to prosper. You come here with your enemies. So your enemies are going to always put you down. That's why it really bothers me when I hear people say stuff like, in this day and time, they still doing this. Yeah, because you're still Israel. God said you will always be a nation. And, I just feel like I'm holding this thing and it's going all the way. You will always be a nation. And he says, so you will sell yourselves to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man will buy you. Well, you only buy what you want. That means nobody will want you. And then if you read 3 lines down from that, it becomes clear. Or you can read up in the paragraph, it doesn't matter. He says, these are the words of the covenant that God gave to Moses to give to the biblical children, Israel. So God calls you Israel. Nothing else. He don't call you black man, Negro, nigga, none of that, dog, none of that. He calls you Israel. Okay? So let's get that part clear. So now we want to understand, why are we in the situation that we're in? Okay? Now that we know who we are, and we're supposed to be God's handpicked man. So something must have went wrong, terribly wrong, And you find that in Deuteronomy 32. And I normally like to start at the 8th verse, where he says where he found you in the howling wilderness. No, we go back. Okay, it says, when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, he gave it to he divided them according to the number of the children of Israel. That means when he put, Caucasians in their region, when he put Hispanics in their region, or when he put Africans in their region. That's how he did it. He divided the nations according to the number of the children of Israel. But his portion of this was Israel. We are the lot of God's inheritance. That means we are in his hands and nobody can take us out. Nobody can take us out. And you cannot escape God. So that means you're going to do exactly what he said you're going to do. Okay? Then he says, he found it in the Howling Wilderness. And, wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. And he kept us as the apple of his eye. That means he loved us. When you keep something as the apple of your eye, you just watch it. You just watch it and you just fret over it like an eagle stirs his nest. He goes on into, and he just really, really kept us. Okay, and and as he kept us, we had the best of everything. We were admired by all people. Everybody knew that our God was God. Okay, but Israel kicked, he says. How people are, especially black men, but men, period, get 2 nickels in their pocket and, oh, Lord, have mercy. You think he broke into Fort Knox somewhere. He got it all. And we see that ain't real. Look at all these black stars up there that are going broke. But anyway, so he kept us as the apple of his eye, and we kicked. We got big, we got fat, he said. We grew fat. And forsook the God that brought us to the dance. We got rid of our God. Because we went to other people's gods. We can do this and we can do that. That's doing this and doing that. And it hurt him. It hurt God, basically. He was upset. And anybody would be upset. Any parent would be upset. You put all into your child and get them through college and all this, and then when they get up, they don't know you no more. I think Shirley Caesar sang a song like that about the 2 sons. One of them gave her a bunch of trouble and stuff like that. But the one that she scrubbed the floors for and she did all this for, then when he got big and stuff and married and, he started telling her what she don't do right. She say this and that, and she can't, she don't speak proper English and stuff like that. So they had to get rid of her and put her in a nursing home. Well, this other wayward son, on the way they're taking her to this nursing home, she sees this son, and she stopped the car and everything, and he asks her where you taking her. And he tells her that he don't have but 2 rooms. He didn't make it real big, but his heart was there. You see, he wanted to still take care and love his mom, because his mom, he knew who his mom was. That was his mother. And that's kind of like what we did, when we got up big, we forsook our Father. And now our Father is a God. He's a God. He said his anger is going to burn till the Lord is here. we got rid of him for stuff like that which was not God. You know, voodoo and stuff like that. Those are demons. Those are little demons you're calling on. You know, and stuff like that. You can't get rid of your God for a demon that's got to go to your God to get permission. You see, and their time is coming anyway. You know, and it adds up today even. You know, the way we're getting rid of our God is we don't like our skin color. What is that to say? We don't like our hair. The most craziest thing I've ever seen, we behind other folks' hair, putting it on our head and trying to press our wool down. We don't want to show our wool. You know, instead of putting the energy and concentration into our own, we want to put it into theirs and sew it on our head and all this nonsense. You know, and I'm not, faulting nobody because we've all done it, but we need to wake up now. You know, that's what I'm saying. We need to wake up now and begin to understand what's going on, so that we can stop saying in this day and time, well, let me give it back to you, Israel. In this day and time, you still ain't woke up. You get more and more sleepy because, our forefathers were more woke than we are. They were more together than we are. So we are getting worse. We're not getting better. We're getting worse. And the more you go to others' cultures, you want to buy their stuff. You want their everything. Come on now. What does that say about your God? He's looking at this. You go to him for nothing. You under everybody else. My God, I hate to even see when a new pair of them Jordans used to come out. They used to show you on national TV running in there to get them, to pay your hard-earned money, your little food stamp money, or your little money they give you. Or your little money you worked on some little job or something to go and get. It's just too much. We need to begin to sit back and look at ourselves real well. Okay, let's get back on the scriptures here. Okay, we go to voodoo and other cultures. We dislike that one there. I gotta talk about that one. How you dislike your skin color? How do you do that? People are doing that skin lightening and stuff like that. Each decade or generation, then we got lighter and lighter and lighter. Now we doggone all white. How is that? We need to back up. We need to back way, way up. And the thing about Israel, we were all dark-skinned people. Beautiful browns, chocolate colored people, and now you don't even consider the chocolate colored people. And this is really bad in Africa. Oh Lord, they go to want to take off all that black on that skin to be white. I'm like, you must be out of your mind. How did the ugliest color become the best? Because you keep looking at them too long. You keep staring at them for too long. That's the problem. I did an article when I was in school about the media. How we watch our children watch more media than any other children, and that's part of the problem. You got your children, television babysitting your children. Don't do that. Don't have that television babysitting your children. Have them play games and be creative and stuff like that, because that television programs their minds. Okay? Okay. Where was I? Okay, this is the little verse. Okay. And God saw all this. He saw all this, and he became angry. He became very, very upset, with us. He became very upset when he sees us do all this stuff. He sees that that we did this. So it hurt him. It hurt him. So he says that his anger is going to burn to the lowest hell. To the old man of gray hair, to the suckling, to the woman in childbearing. All of us will be punished for this. Yes. He says that, let me get it right here. He says, and I will see what their end will be. I'll put them under those that are not even a people, a foolish nation. This is what he thinks about who you're following. This is what he thinks about these people. He thinks they're foolish. You want to get rid of, you got a problem with gun control. So your mindset is not to take the guns away. It's not guns who kill people, it's people who kill people. Yeah, it's people who do it all. Guess what? We do it all. People do everything. Okay, good and bad. The door doesn't slam on its own. The house don't get built by itself. We do it. And the guns shoot because of a person shooting it. So, to say something like that is kind of, asinine. But, so he's saying he's going to put you under those that don't have understanding. His understanding is zero. He's not a well-balanced person, basically what he's saying. This is who he's putting you under. And you think you want to achieve to be like this person. Well, that's why he says what? God says that he is a foolish man, and that's why you are walking around here acting foolish. Because you're following the wrong people. Again, you're looking at other nations. Look to yourself, to your God. And your God is found in Isaiah 43. You see. And we'll go over that in a minute and get to that. But I just wanted to clarify some of this stuff here. He's saying, he's angry with us. He's angry with us. And I love that Deuteronomy 32 because it summarizes everything. And you really need to read the whole thing from beginning. This is basically the last thing that Moses gave to the children of Israel. Last speech before he goes off and God takes him away. But we need to wake up. That's the whole thing. We need to wake up and look inward. Inward and find our God. Take those headphones off your head. Every time you listen to other people's words, constantly, music and all this stuff and saying all this rap and all this stuff, and even if it's just, other stuff, other type of music that's even soothing or whatever, whenever you're listening to that constantly, I'm not saying don't listen to it, I'm just saying when you listen to it constantly, it drowns out God's voice. You can't hear your inner voice. So you need to learn to sit up at home and be quiet so that you can learn to begin to hear God's voice. Don't go outside. Don't sit in your room for hours. Just learn to practice being quiet. And when you're quiet, God can come and talk to you. That's one of the first things that he does when he wants to come into your life. He wants you to be quiet, not have all that music going, okay? Basically he's saying he's going to put you under those people and stuff like that. Then he kind of switches in Deuteronomy 32. He switches the conversation to off of you to your oppressor. And he tells them that he should consider his latter end. That's what he tells him basically. Listen, that he would have killed us all off, but he don't want him to brag and say that his hand has done all this, that God didn't do all this. He don't want to give him that kind of credit, because you know how white men think. He want to mow down every other man and say he's wonderful, but he's sneaking. He sucker punches him. So anyway, so God says that if it was that he should consider his latter end, and this is where I always heard this verse. It says, if one could chase 1,000, and two could chase 10,000, well, how's it go? Then you should consider that his God has sold him. Basically, that it's not because of you, because he's asking you, how you think this could? He's asking him, your oppressor, how you think that could happen? If one could chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to fly, unless their God had sold them. It's not you that did that, It's God that has done this. He did it. The Holy One of Israel, he did it. You see. And he's telling them, and then he goes into their way is not as our way. So that whole concept that we are all the same, that is not true. Because right here God tells you, their way is not as our way. That's what he's telling you. You will never, ever, ever be as these people. So forget about it. We always want to be like these people. I mean, I've seen educated men, black men on national TV wanting to be, well, we're just as good as they are. Well, you're probably better. No, it's not that you're just as good. You are better. You are Israel. But if you go to your God, he will show you this. But you got to be quiet to listen to him. And wake up. So, because being Israel is a powerful thing. That's like if you know the president of the United States, well, maybe not this president, but, know a president of the United States, which is considered the most powerful nation right now on earth. That's the best. That's the best house right now we can have. And you just barge in. I want to talk to him, because that's my father. I want to talk to him. Yeah. You see. So that's that kind of power. So he says their way is not as our way. Their way. Now listen to what he says. Their way is as Sodom and Gomorrah. He basically don't say it. He breaks it down. Basically that's what he's saying. He said their way is as Sodom and Gomorrah. So this is why they have to put you in prison for longer for something so small. Something so small. One thing of cigarette. What's that? Weed. One stick of weed. It you so much time. Or crack gets more time than cocaine. But cocaine is the same as crack. Well, they add another element. And who made up that? Who came up with these elements? You see what I'm saying? If it's the same, you see, so why do you get more time? Why do you have to spend more time? Because they want to put you in prison so you can become like them. You see, if a man has a nature every 3 to 4 days, and even the strongest brother, the strongest brother, gonna give in. Because it's all around him. That spirit is all around him. You see. And he gonna have that kind of feelings. He gonna come down, and it's gonna come one day. One day it's gonna come. There are to those brothers that are able to hold on, to those that are able to hold on, I give my kudos up to you. I mean, hey, be strong, brother. Be strong. Or even women, in prisons. Be strong. And that's difficult. But for those that do, hey, more power to you. So that's why they do that. So that you can become like them. Because the Most High say you are not like they are. And if you're not like they are, they want to make you into what they are. So you are the embarrassment of mostly white men because you are who they are, uncovered here. But they're blaming it on you. So anyway, I want to go on and end this right now. But I'll go a little bit further. Okay, he says that their way is not like our way. Their way is like to Solomon and Gomorrah. And then he goes on to say that he will repent himself. He will repent himself and forgive Israel. Because God did this to us. Ain't no white man could do anything to us unless God did it. Like in Isaiah 29, around the 9th verse, he says, I've closed your eyes. I've closed your eyes so you cannot see. I've closed your ears so you cannot hear. He said, your prophets, your rulers, and your seers, that's your pastors, the people you put in elective office, and your voodoo people. They can't see what I'm doing. They can't see because I have not allowed them to see. He says, if you give the book to a learned man, he'll say, I cannot read it because it is sealed. And if you give the book to an unlearned man, he'll say, I cannot read the book because I am unlearned. So therefore, the Most High wants you to know that the learned man and the unlearned man, you're in the same old boat. So this thing about uppity black people, it don't matter. Or people on the bottom, it don't matter. Because we're in the same old boat. The same boat. If the boat's sinking, it's sinking. You see what I'm saying? And we all gonna go down. And then he says, I will see what he says, I will repent myself when I see that their power is gone. Well, buddy, you just about had that duck is about cooked. You know, hey, that duck is about cooked. You know, I mean, we don't all have any power. You know, he said he will repent himself. And he will say to you, where are your gods that drank up your wine offerings? And isn't that what we do once a month, like communion? You give them a wine to that Jesus guy. Yeah, that's what you do, isn't it? So God said he gonna see what's up, because you give your offerings, you give all your attention to this God, you know, who will not serve you. He said he drank up your wine offerings. You sacrifice unto him. Where is he? He said, he's basically telling, let him help you. Let him rise up and help you. Where is he? Then he goes and he let you know. He says, see now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound and I heal, and there is none that can deliver you out of my hands. And then he says, if I take my glittering sword for justice, it will devour flesh when he comes. He said he's gonna take it and it will avenge all those people that hate him, that have done all this, because he really isn't against you. It's against God they're fighting. But you are the vessel that they are doing it, that's allowing it to be done. Don't allow them anymore to laugh at our God and to put our God in the back, or to step on our God. Our God is God. Because he says that we are his witnesses. We are God's witnesses that he exists. You see, because even their men count boldly. I'll never forget, he said that was a people that put the arts in place. I'm not, I can't remember step for step, but basically I'm saying what he's saying. He said that put the arts in place that govern the universe. And he said, are now hated for their black skin and woolly hair. And these people develop what is it called? Rhythm. What is it? All the sciences, alchemy and arithmetic and all these different sciences that there are. We developed them. You see, we developed them. And he said that they are in place to this day, and no one else can change it, because you are the man that did that. You are great. You are wonderful. You see, don't listen to those demonic people telling you that you're a nigger and you're a dog and you are this and you are that. You ain't none of that. You are Israel. I showed you that in the beginning. You are Israel. Okay. I don't know much of time. Okay. And they me see where I want to go with this. Well, let's just go and close it right here. You know, I just want to tell you that, you know, you got a God. You know, and we're going to pick up from where we left off at. And next time. And go from there. Okay, Israel. I hope that you get this and begin to wake up. And give all creeds and all your love to your Father. Come back to your Father, to your Holy Father. Open this door. Open the door. He said, seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Open the door. But you got to go seeking, looking for him. And you can't just look for him in that Bible. Let me just give you this one other thing too, where you can begin looking, because that's where he had me start with the letter J. The letter J is only 300 and some years old. So that name Jesus is a new God. It's a new God. He said we're going to worship gods our forefathers knew not. And Jesus is a God that our forefathers didn't even know. You know, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they didn't know Jesus. In the first circulated Bible, King James circulated Bible, the name Jesus was not even there. It was Isus, I-E-S-U-S. Where did they get that name? And when Rome invaded Egypt, the god of Egypt was Isis, and the god of Rome was Zeus. And it's just like if America, there's powerhouses now, America and Russia fight. At the end of the day, they're going to divvy up the spoils. Okay, well, you take this land, you take that, I'll take this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, neither one of them wanted to give up their God. So they combined it. They combined the gods. Zeus, you hear it? Isis, Zeus. Isis, Zeus. So then they knew, you know, they knew that you're going to wake up one day. Okay, so they changed the I to J. But it didn't come to Jesus right away. It went to Jesus. That's what Hispanics call Jesus. Jesus. And this has to do with all the influences that are on this Bible. And you must consider all the other influences. You know, the Greeks, the Romans, and the Spaniards. You see. So it went to Jesus. And then they had to go in and change the phonetics, and that's where they got the Tetragrammaton and all this stuff, talking about, you know, the Tetragrammaton says it this way because people couldn't pronounce it, some old crazy stuff. So they changed it from Jesus to now Jesus. So now you can't hear where it came from at all. So you holler Jesus, 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 you know, and he's not a real God, you know, he's their God, you know, he's done well by them, but for you, it's another story, you know, you got to go to what your God to get any justice. And once you begin to call on your God, he will answer you. He will. And you find that, like I told you, in Isaiah 43. And it says, I have loved you, O Jacob. I have kept you, O Israel. For I am the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. Thy Savior. I gave Egypt for your ransom. Now, wasn't Jesus' blood supposed to be our ransom? So he says, I gave Egypt for your ransom. Egypt is a Greek word. Remember I told you in the beginning? Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage. So have we been in bondage? Yes, and still is. Even though that's quickly coming to an end because our Father was ready to come get us. That 400 years is about up. Whatever it is. And I don't know when that date actually started because some people say 1600s, and so that would be making 2016 or 2019. Some people are saying, but remember that case about the criminal that was a white one and a black one, and they both went in front of the judge, and the judge gave the white man 7 more years of indentured servitude, but he gave the black man a lifetime of slavery. So I don't know which dates are correct. I don't know. But that's what they're saying. So, and God is sending out dreams and stuff, so I'm kind of believing that. But anyway, so, where was I? Yeah, he said, we've been in bondage for this number of years. Okay? So, he says, for thy ransom I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Well, that means he gave 3 things. He gave bondage, check, yes, we've been in bondage. And number 2 is Ethiopia. Did you know the continent of Africa, the name has been changed 7 times, and twice it was called Ethiopia. So he's talking about the continent of Africa. That's why those people are so rich, but yet they're hand to mouth. At least the black part of Africa is. And Seba puts down Jesus 120%. It says, I gave Seba for thee. Seba means men. I gave many men for your life, not one, men. So Jesus is part of our punishment. That's all in that package, part of our punishment from our Father when we betrayed him. So he gave us a God, you see. He gave us a God to since we wanted to leave him for that which was not God, he gave us one that ain't God, which was Jesus. I mean, that's why he said, the first time I gave it to you on a silver platter, but this time you're going to have to seek me. You're going to have to look for me. And I'm going to give you so much time to look for me, and I'll be beating you. And that's why, he also says that he's going to put so much in our lives that we're going to find him. You're going to look for him. He say in Isaiah, he says, I'm not quite sure whether that scripture is, but maybe somebody can write me and let me know. He says in Isaiah, you're going to seek me early. He says, you're going to seek me early. You're going to say, we've been lied to. Let us go and find our God. Well, that time is really coming upon us. It really is. Because we're beginning to wake up and to understand that something's going wrong. Something's going wrong. And see, and look how they did it. Well, I don't want to get into that because that's another whole hour out. So maybe I'll come back and talk about that later. But I just wanted to let you know that your God is the Holy One of Israel. He says, I am the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. That's our God. And frankly, if I'm Israel, well, that's who I want, the Holy One of Israel. That's who I want. you know, and some people now saying his name is Ahayashah, which means I am, you know, which he told Moses that I am, you know, which is more like a title or whatever. But he said, no man really knows his name. Oh, excuse me. Sleepy, trying to wake up. Just like Ariel needs to wake up. Okay. So this will end our first lesson. Okay, and I hope that I've at least given you enough meat to bite on, to go and do research on, you know, and to read. Read Isaiah 43 from 1. Just read that whole thing. It's wonderful to read. And what is it? Deuteronomy 28:68, and read also Deuteronomy 32, all of it. And once you begin to read it, you really begin to wake up and see what's going on, that you've been tricked, you've been had. What Malcolm X say? You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. All right, Israel. Okay. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Till we meet again. Take care.